Wow. Thank you so much. In my wildest dreams, back in my Athens days, and I had some wild dreams then, I could not have imagined standing here tonight. And I've got a lot of friends here tonight who knew me then, and I can assure you, they couldn't have imagined it either. So to all my friends and family who are here tonight, you already know how much you mean to me, but I just want you to know how much I appreciate you being here tonight. I would like to thank Professor Sundar Bharadwaj for nominating me for this award. I'd like to thank the awards committee for selecting me, and I'd like to thank Dean Ayers for giving the final approval to my selection. Ben, when you hear a little bit about my first year at Georgia, I hope you still be okay with your decision. As you heard, I transferred to Georgia my sophomore year. I had had a great freshman year, but I decided to leave that behind, transfer to Georgia, and let's just say I didn't have such a great first year at Georgia. In fact, I'm pretty sure I had the worst first year at Georgia of anyone who has ever received this award. And that led to a very different experience for me for my final 2 years of college, very different than I would have expected. I ended up going to classes, taking courses year-round. I worked to pay for my college expenses and all of my living expenses. But I recovered academically, but I paid a price. I missed out on a lot of activities that I should have been involved in those last 2 years. I didn't have the last 2 years like Colin Rice in the video earlier. But I had dug myself a deep hole, and I managed to climb out of that, and I promised myself I would never be in another hole for the rest of my life. And something really positive actually came out of that experience. I ended up with a desire to succeed that was probably a lot stronger than it otherwise would have been without that experience. I got a big, big break when Jim Webb offered me a job at Procter Gamble. I knew in my heart I didn't fully deserve that opportunity, not based on P&G standards. So I was determined to show Jim and everybody else that he had made a good decision on me. So in my first assignment, I set out to be the top-ranked sales rep in the district, and I achieved that, and I got promoted. So in the next assignment, I set out to be the top-ranked manager in the entire division, and I achieved that, and I got promoted again. So I kept doing that, and it kept working, and in the end, I was extremely fortunate to exceed my original career aspirations by a mile. I became an officer of Procter & Gamble, had some incredible assignments around the world, and ended up with the ability to retire early, redirect to some other things that I wanted to do. A few years before that, I had met George Benson, and George was another Jim Webb to me. Jim had connected me with my career, and George reconnected me with Terry College. And the more he got me involved, the more I wanted to do. And a big part of the reason that I have continued to be as involved as I had was to have a chance to get it right the second time around. So tonight, for me, it's redemption from those mistakes that I made all those years ago. And this award to me, in a very real sense, is like a second diploma from Terry College, but this time with honors. So, thank you very much.